Hi everyone, this is another series from our this is another of our webinar series. I'm Zara from Global AI Hub, and today we have a really special guest with us who is a 13-year-old genius. She has won a robotics project at Coolest Projects in Ireland. She is 13 years old and she has made her own robot. So let's welcome Celine Alara Ornek.
Hello.
Hi, Celine. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm great. So today, Celine will be talking about pursuing intelligent obedience. And as we all know, Celine is a really, really special guest. So, Celine, would you like to talk a bit about yourself and what you've done?
Um, I'm 13 years old, but I'm going to be 14 in a few hours. Thanks. I love building robots, and I'm a maker. I love reading, playing games. I love animals, and I love traveling. I know French, English, and Turkish.
I also speak French, by the way.
And I learned Python and C++.
That's great. So, best of luck with your talk, and I hope you enjoy it. So, the stage is yours.
All right. Hello again, my name is Celine Alara Ornek, and today I would like to tell you about my robotic projects and artificial intelligence. As I told you about myself before, so I don't think I should go on it again. In 2018, I won first place in the hardware category at Coolest Projects International. The same year, I was also a finalist in the European Youth Awards in the Open Innovation category. In October last year, I won the European Digital Girl of the Year award. And my biggest dream is to build the humanoid. Most of the time, people ask me how I started coding. When I was 8 years old, I used to love playing Minecraft, and I used to wonder how they made these games. In my English class, the teacher introduced me to a Scratch-based game to make English learning fun. So I decided I wanted to learn Scratch and asked my parents to buy me a book. I started to learn Scratch and even made my first game for my granddad's 70th birthday. I then decided I wanted to build robots, so I moved on to MBot, a robot that combines both Arduino and Scratch. While working with MBot, I was thinking of adding more advanced features, and I learned that I could do it with Arduino. I love dogs, so my first project was a smart collar for dogs. My dog Bailey spends his day eating, sleeping, or pinching socks. But I love him to pieces, and I was really afraid of losing him, so I decided to make this collar. With this collar, if my dog or any dog wearing this collar gets lost, it is possible to send a message to the collar which displayed on the LCD screen. The person who finds the dog is able to scan the QR code and learn detailed information about the dog. When dogs are scared or on their own, they sometimes bark, cry, or make noises. The sound sensor detects this barking noise and sends a notification via the application that I made with MIT App Inventor 2. IC4U, the guide dog for blind people. As I mentioned before, I love dogs, and when I was 8 years old, my dog Corsan died, and I was really sad. Then when on holiday with my family, I saw a blind person and their dog. I thought that if I was so sad to lose Corsan, then they would be really upset too, as not only would they lose their best friend, but also their eyes again. Before I start to build my robots, I decide what features I like to add. Before building IC4U, I got in touch with the guide dog associations in the United States and United Kingdom. I learned how they train, how they behave, and their relationship with the blind person. A guide dog needs to obey the commands of the blind person. The guide dog needs to adjust its speed and move in the right direction. They have a sense of location in locations that they visit frequently, but they don't have this when they go to a location for the first time. I also learned that guide dogs have a special ability called intelligent disobedience, which means that if they sense a dangerous situation or any obstacles, such as steps, a hole, fire, smoke, or something similar, they become disobedient and do not obey the blind person's command. Instead, they take action accordingly and autonomously. I heard that sometimes a guide dog will not let the blind person cross the road, even though the light is on green, as they feel the vibration on the road and can hear car noises approaching. I was fascinated to add this feature to my robot, but it was a little too advanced for me, so I decided to add sensors instead. In version 1 of IC4U, IC4U can detect the situations with the help of the sensors and warn the blind person. I also learned that the blind person can use their mobile phones with voice. I also saw this as an opportunity to integrate this feature by building an application to enable communication between the robot and the blind person. I also added the GPS GPRS shield so that the blind person and IC4U can be traced by the blind person's loved ones. IC4U and I won the first place in the hardware category at Coolest Projects International 2018. I received my award from the founders of Raspberry Pi, Ibn Upton and Pete Lomas. I was really happy and wanted to make a more advanced version, so I started to build IC4U too. If you remember, I spoke about intelligent disobedience and how I didn't have the skills, so I added sensors to the first version. However, I learned that if I moved on to Raspberry Pi and learned to code in Python, I'd be able to use artificial intelligence in order to add features that are similar to those intelligent disobedience. In this version, instead of using a mobile application, with the help of Google Voice Hat and Google Assistant API, the blind person can give commands directly to the robot. IC4U too understands the commands stop, slow down, go forward, go backwards, turn left, and turn right. I have also added sit, stand, and down commands. I have to admit that building these joints with servos took nearly as much time as it did to build the whole robot. This is the code which allows the blind person to give the voice commands to IC4U too. In this section of the code, Google Assistant is activated and waits for the user to say, "OK Google." If the user says, "OK Google, go," it runs the void, and the code inside the void starts. As I mentioned before, I had a lot of problems with the servos. After a lot of research, I found out that sometimes the servos can be pushed back to the back, so as a solution, I decided to add an Arduino to the system and connect the servos to the Arduino. I made a serial connection between the Arduino and the Raspberry Pi and connected the servos directly to the Arduino. As you see, the Python code sends a signal to the Arduino. The Arduino runs this code and IC42 lays down. I'm not able to demonstrate IC42's movements as I don't have enough room, but I would like to share this video with you. Okay, Google, go. Okay, Google, down. Okay, Google, up. Okay, Google, back. Okay, Google, sit. I replaced the ultrasonic sensor with a camera. By doing this, I was able to add object recognition abilities to IC42 so that IC42 can now detect obstacles and dangerous situations. I used TensorFlow for the object detection. In order for IC42 not to get confused by all the objects and surroundings, I added this dark blue frame, and IC42 detects the objects within this frame. If IC42 sees a stop sign, it warns the blind person that it has seen a stop sign and that it has stopped for the safety of the blind person. I have also added the conversation mode to IC42 by using Dialogflow. So, with the help of Google Assistant API, the blind person can make conversations with IC42. These are some of the phrases that I thought maybe the blind person would like to ask. I have trained IC42 to choose one of these responses randomly. I am also developing this feature so that I can train IC42 to respond to more phrases. I must admit that training IC42 is a lot easier than training my own dog Bailey. Sorry, Bailey. No, now I would like to show you a video of IC42's artificial intelligence abilities. Talk to IC4U.
All right, let's get the test version of IC4U. Woof woof. Hi, my name is IC4U2. I am your guide dog. How can I help you today?
Tell me about yourself, please.
My name is IC4U2. I am powered by Raspberry Pi and Arduino Mega. I was created by Zenon Alara Ornick, also known as Selenoid.
Okay, Google. Go. Okay, Google. Stop.
I see the stop sign. I stop for security. There is a chair in our way. Let's go round it.
Okay, Google. Down. With the help of GPS Shield and Google Maps API, I plan to make it possible for IC4U2 to navigate to the destination that the blind person has chosen on Google Maps. To do this, I also need to improve some features on IC4U2. I would like this to add sound sensors in order to improve its senses of the surroundings, such as car noises when crossing the road. I would also like to add a LiDAR to support image recognition with a dynamic 3D mapping of its surroundings. I believe that when all of these are complete, IC4U2 will behave intelligently, disobedient, like a real guide dog with the help of artificial intelligence. IC4U has eyes that are little screens. I also have plans for IC4U to show its feelings through those screens. First thing I would like to do is for it to show hearts when it sees my mom. While working on IC4U2, I also built BB4All, a robot that helps teachers, students, and staff at school. BB4All has face recognition ability, so every morning it greets the children by name and asks how they are. If the student is to say that they are not very good in the morning, it refers them to one of the teachers. BB4All also helps with any announcements that have to be made. As you all know, teachers love to give homework. I hope they don't give it today, especially at the last minute. So, BB4All is in charge handing out homework. One of my main features of BB4All is to prevent bullying. I have also made a smartwatch for each student to wear. The watch is equipped with a pulse sensor, panic button, and eye beacon. If the student's heart rate suddenly increases or they press the panic button, the eye beacon sends a signal to the gateways, and BB4All can track the student through the gateways. I believe that as BB4All is equipped with both face recognition and audio recording, this should be quite effective in preventing bullying. Now, I would like to introduce you to BB4All.
Okay, Google.
I'm fine, thank you.
Great to hear. Hi, Illinois. How are you doing? Okay, Google.
Not too good.
Sorry to hear that. Would you like to talk to someone?
Okay, Google. Walk around. Okay, Google. How's the weather like in Istanbul?
Currently in Istanbul, it's 17 degrees with showers. Today, there will be scattered showers with a forecast high of 18 and a low of 12.
Okay, Google. Can you tell me about the solar system?
The solar system is the gravitationally bound planetary system of the sun and the objects that orbit it either directly or indirectly.
Okay. Hashmet the Android, named by İlker abi at Google. I first met Android at Google HQ in Dublin, then at Googleplex. As I really like Android, I decided I want to build an Android robot. Android also has face recognition. First, it creates the variable with my face image, then puts the variable in a list. In another list, it combines my name and the variable. If Android recognizes my face, Android gives me a special message. Finally, I would like to thank all my mentors that helped me on the way and point me in the right direction when I am stuck. Thank you for listening to me. Please follow me on my social media accounts and don't forget to subscribe on my YouTube channel.
Okay, so Celine, that was a great talk. Thanks a lot. It was really informative. So I have to ask you one question. So what are your goals for the future? Have you planned on making something else, or what are your plans now? What do you want to do after this?
First, I would like to get out of my high school exam. Then I want to continue to build robots and continue like that.
All right, I'm pretty sure you're going to be pretty successful with that, considering how well you're doing right now. So thank you so much for coming here with us. We had
Thanks
a
for
great
having me.
and I hope you had a great time too. And once again, happy birthday in advance.
Thanks.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
So I hope everyone enjoyed today's webinar. We'll be back next week with another webinar. So please tune in. Thank you once again and bye-bye.